Okay, hello everyone. This is Kaunain Abbas, and I'm privileged and honored to be sitting beside the legend of Sri Lankan cricket and a person who has got six double centuries and the sixth person to get involved in cricket. And really, he's a prolific and a stylish, world-class opening batsman. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me. I just have a few questions which I thought I could share with all the youngsters so that you get benefited from this small interview. Sir, I just wanted to maybe go back to your old cricketing days and ask you. I mean, I know you've made a lot of comebacks into Test cricket. What was at that point of time going in your mind, and how did you come out of it and make a comeback so often?
Well, the greatest strength that I had was the strength that I had, the strength that I given to me by my coaches at a very young age. I think the solid foundation that I've got, as I said, in my young age, helped me. Whenever I go back, whenever I think about it, I get great strength of it. And then, obviously, when you have setbacks, you have a place to fall back. And of course, I think my philosophy is that till you love the game, I think you won't have too many regrets. It goes with any business, any subject that you may do. It's not about chasing. It's not about chasing success. I think it's about doing your procedures right, and it's nice to have success chasing you.
Fantastic. I know. See what is I mean really interesting here is he's not really talking about the game, but most importantly about how you can do in your life as well. Most of us try and chase success, and he's saying follow those processes right, and the success is all bound to come to you. And in the same context, let me ask you, what is exactly that when you got back to domestic cricket after you failed in a couple of innings? What is exactly that you went and worked on? Is it something which in your technique or something which mentally you worked on?
See, when I first started playing cricket, when I was introduced to Test cricket, I walked into that team basically straight from school. Our school cricket standard was very high considering what's happening now.
Okay.
And I was one of those guys who walked into that team straight after the school season. Didn't know much about obviously the mental side of it. I've heard people saying that my technique is good, Sri Lanka potential and so on. See, all that's good, but then for me to experience it, for me to get zero after zero wasn't nice. At that point in time, it was more embarrassment than anything else because everybody expected me to score as I did in school. Didn't happen. And one thing at that time, I haven't played first class cricket much. I would have played a few games only. I had no place to go to play club cricket. And as I said, see, whether I played for the national team afterwards or not wouldn't have mattered because I still love the game. I would have played the game if I didn't make a contact. This is the only thing that I love, and basically this is the only thing I knew from sports, so I kept on doing it.
I think that's all it says about passion, what passion he had for the game. Okay, sir, let me ask you the next question is how, I mean, at that stage, at an international stage, everybody expects a lot of things from you, especially in your own country. I'm sure they do. And how do you handle that kind of pressure?
Well, it is something to do with you being a senior, you being a prolific run getter. So when you keep on scoring, when you keep on performing, expectations are high, and then everybody expects, as a batsman, for you to get 100, and if you are a person who have got 200, I'll get 200 every game, which doesn't happen in real life. all you're sure about is the next ball. Um, that is something that one of my friends whom I knew told me, and that thing, I think that idea that really helped me a lot in my career. Thinking about that being in the present and
Just facing the next
just
ball.
facing the next ball eased up a lot of sort of pressure, took a lot of pressure off me, and I was geared up, I guess, for the longer game.
Okay, since you have scored 6 double centuries in world cricket, one of the, I mean, 6 double centuries and the sixth batsman, only the sixth batsman who scored in the history of cricket. What do you suggest? I mean, personally, me, I get to 80s and 90s and 60s, and to convert that into big scores. What do you think I could be? I mean, even the people listening here could take something out of your double century.
I reckon, I mean, I can tell you honestly how I felt. For the number of zeros that I have made, I thought a figure that runs is never enough. Never enough, and as an opener, I thought we get to face the music first, and then I mean, conditions anybody wouldn't know. And then if you get a start, if you are comfortable in a particular day, you make the most of it. So that see, the days that are not good, at least being covered with that. So I always thought runs is number of runs is it doesn't really bother me if it is sort of 200 or 300. I only got out in 200 because I couldn't go out for 300, not because I had enough. It was never the case.
That's very interesting. Okay, and another thing which strikes my mind is, see, when I'm just asking you out of nowhere, take it at this point of time, with the frame of mind you are in. Let's take back to the days which you were in. What is that one or two things you would change if you were at that time? So what is the frame of mind you are in right now? What is that one, two things you could be maybe looking at back and saying that, okay, this I could change and could be a better cricketer?
Taking my mind back to the day that I first played cricket, back to first few years. Obviously, I didn't know 10% of what I'm talking.
Yeah.
I guess that's with every cricketer. See, if I had this much of knowledge when I started playing cricket, I would have ended up.
But the reason I'm asking you here is
Yeah.
because now at this point of stage, people like me watching this might take 2-3 points which could help them and in their own future, like me. So what is that 2 points, that main important points which you could suggest?
Living in the present is number one. I think for a batsman, all you're guaranteed is next ball. Not the 50, not the 100, not the 200. All you're guaranteed is next ball. If you face that next ball, you're guaranteed of another ball. So you can't be thinking 2 balls, but you're waiting 1 ball. So that'd be the greatest thing. The other thing is that generally, I thought coming from school, I had a very successful school season, scoring whatever number of hundreds and then having this amazing average and all that. I thought that will come. I thought it's there for me in a platter. I didn't really understand. I was sort of chasing. Okay, I've seen people making their debuts at a very young age, and I thought, okay, it's there just because I made the test debut at the age of whatever 20 or 21. But I would say, as I said earlier, I was sort of chasing that success rather than letting the game chase me, kind of thing, whilst respecting the game. I didn't think that way. I was too mature. I guess at that point, not only in experience, but in my thinking too.
I think the 2 most important points what he said was living in the present and being more aware of the situations around him. I think I haven't met a more humble person. I mean, down to earth than Mr. Mavan Adapadu. I think. Apart from the game, I would love to ask something which you've learned in your life, which could just give an.
I tell this to every young cricketer I meet, even for big audiences. See, cricket, just because you play cricket, your ultimate goal is obviously to represent your country and then go on. You can captain it, but then in reality it doesn't happen. But this great game teaches you so many good things that you may be even more successful in some other field. There are enough and more examples in this world in front of us. People who have been very successful. It's not only a game because it's kind of a way of life. It's if you respect the game, and I think this game is such that it will give you rewards. I'm not saying it will make you a national cricketer, but it can give you rewards to be that extra special person in society. I would carry that message. There are enough and more people. I always believe that. See, I'm not the best cricketer. I'm not the best opener that Sri Lanka has produced. There is always a better person than us in any field. Could be cricket. Could be a CEO, could be a doctor. There's always a better person than you. And if you have that in your back of your mind, I think you can always sort of look to improve yourself than competing, and you'll be sort of looked upon as a special person in society.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Love to. I'm privileged and honored really to be talking to, sitting beside this great legend of Sri Lankan cricket, and the world has produced such a cricketer. So thank you so much for your
Thank you.
valuable
Good luck to you.
time.
Good luck.
Looking forward. Thank you.